Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'll be reading a multi-character extruder by me. So let's get into it. Albedo. You were sent on a mission by Jean, and you had not called back or sent a letter or anything like that. They've just completely lost contact with you. And Albedo was worried. He decided to follow you where you went, and he found you trapped in a cave, tied up with an abyss mage, running around you, laughing. This was insane. Seriously? He didn't think you could be defeated so easily, but that was worrying. So he wanted to make sure you're okay. He walked up to the abyss mage, killing them easily, and then untied you, looking you over, concern visible in his eyes. Why on? Is everything alright? Are you hurt? You shook your head, rubbing at your wrists and looking up at him, smiling a little as he hugged him tightly. Thank you, Albedo. I didn't know what I'd do without you. He just let out a sigh of relief, glad you're alright, and picked you up in his arms, walking away with you and taking you home. He took care of you for the rest of the week, refusing to let you out of his sight. And then, he told you to sign up for training, and tried to tell him when you were going on dangerous missions, just in case. He didn't want anything bad to happen to you, and just because it went fine this time, it didn't mean it will the next. Better safe than sorry, yeah? Kazuha. Kazuha was notorious for taking back everything the treasure hoarders usually stole, and that made them resent him. And since he was too powerful for them to take on, they resorted to you. You were an easy target as you had no vision, and they wanted to get back at him, so they kidnapped you. They wanted their stuff back, to steal it. They were going to starve without the money, and they had to find a way to get their things, you know? And they lured him in with you, telling him to trade with them, and they would give you back. But, of course, it didn't work in Kazuha. He got rid of them in seconds, and then he was at your side, apologizing and untying you, hugging you tightly and looking you over. He just kept reassuring him and telling him that you're fine, but he was worried nonetheless. He has lost people dear to him before, and he couldn't handle losing another. He picked you up, having your back, and promising you that he will keep you safe from now on. He didn't want you to get into fights just because of him, so he was going to make sure to keep you out of any fight you get sent to, no matter what, because you were his #1 priority. Venti. Venti still had his noses, and the Harbingers wanted an easy way to get it. So, they kidnapped you. And Venti was known for not being very good when it came to combat, and they took advantage of it. So, they had trapped you, and they really thought it was going to be the end of it, because you were not going to let Venti take his noses and give it to the factory. It was going to be horrible. Alas, he didn't fight. He just went over to them, handed them the noses, and took you home safely. He didn't guilt you for it or anything. He just held you close, kissed your forehead, and told you it was alright, that he was happy that you were with him again. He kept trying to apologize for what happened with the noses, but he refused to let you apologize, silencing you with kisses. And that night, once he made sure that you were alright, he took you to Angel's share, the two of you spending your night away there and trying to forget about the horrible experience that you had with the Fatui and the lost Nasus. Xiao, it's been a week since he saw you, and he was getting worried. And when he tried asking around, it seemed like he went somewhere dangerous. And now that you have not contacted him, he was all the more worried. But why haven't you called his name? Xiao looked around, directing the abyss and the treasure hoarders, anyone that he was negatively affiliated with. He even asked strongly for help, although he was kind of upset about it, not wanting to trouble the Gearchon. Of course, eventually, Charlie told him where you were, and he didn't waste a second, going to you immediately. And when he found you, bruised and bleeding, guilt tore up at him. He picked you up, teleporting to Wangshuan and taking you to his room there. He asked for food, specifically some healthy soup for humans, and he opened the first aid kit, treating your wounds, gentle as a feather, and for the first time since you started dating, Xiao looked like he was in pain. He looked so expressive and sad, and when you kept trying to tell him that you were right, he didn't listen to you, constantly guilting himself about the matter. But eventually, he would calm down, mostly because he was busy taking care of you. Scaramouche. Scaramouche was overpowered, really. He was a member of the Fatui, and he was a harbinger no less, so whoever dared to cross him must be a dumb idiot or a crazy person, because there was no way that they were a match for him. He found out quite easily, because he had some people following you. He didn't tell you about that, and perhaps it was kind of creepy, but he had his own concerns. He was worried that people would do that to you, and since you're visionless, he couldn't just handle it. He went to where you were, killing everyone easily. He was merciless. It was almost terrifying, except for the fact that you knew him, and that he was coming here for you. He kept telling you that you were careless, and that you should have taken better care of yourself, as he untied you and picked you up in his arms. But you could still feel that there was a lack of bite in his tone. He was worried, and he was scared. And for the rest of the week, he freed up a lot of his time to spend it with you, and made you stay in the headquarters with him. There was a lot of talk to be had about the Fatui following you, but definitely it was not the most important of the matters, because to him, all that mattered, that you're okay now, and anything else could be solved in the future.